Well, hello, welcome. Paul Carlos, Sacred Spiral Yoga, and I've got the great privilege and pleasure to be doing this video on sacred sound. So, yeah, I've been involved with sound and music, and specifically in the sacred sort of arena for quite a long time, and I've done sort of various things in that field. So I suppose at some point we start developing our own ideas. I don't think they're really specifically my own ideas. I think they're universal ideas. I think they're fairly, completely corroboratable. So I get asked a lot about chanting and sacred sound for healing, and of course for spiritual purposes as well. I mean, that's the whole thing. Why else would we be involved with it? I mean, it's beautiful and it's a lovely thing to do, but nature is also beautiful. A lovely painting is beautiful, a waterfall, I don't know, there's the cosmos is beautiful. There's a lot of beauty and so on. So the thing is, I'd like to just say now, if we actually just go to Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, we're in yoga here, he actually mentions the chanting of Om, whether you spell it A-U-M or O-M, as a kind of shortcut to self-realization. The direct path, the shortcut that cuts out a lot of all the heavy stuff. Now, that intrigued me quite a lot, being involved with music and how does that work. And I think over the time, I come to a couple of I suppose, conclusions, but I'd like to say also those are experiential conclusions. So not really, it starts off with information, book knowledge, intellectual learning, but with all knowledge, we say specifically information plus experience with a positive orientation. Otherwise it ends up going somewhere else. So the one thing that I really came to was that Om, or Aum, or Om is I am. So in the Christian Judaic Bible, I think it was Moses that's famous. That famous saying, "I am that I am. I am that I am." Anyway, a lot of stuff around I am coming up all over the world in different places, but what that means, or what I've come to sort of understand that to mean, again, the Om is I am, and if we go to bedrock, if we cut through all the layers of consciousness and we come right down to the bedrock, we get to raw unconditioned awareness, and basically the first conditioning is I am. But I am what? I am a being. I am a being. And at that level, now we haven't got to linear space, matter, time yet. At that level, I am an eternal living soul, a being of what I like to say, being of the multiverse. We've kind of left universe. We're already on multiverse now. So I am an eternal living being of the multiverse. And this is the first very, very bedrock, first base conditioning that is essential, because that forms the basis of our spiritual identity rather than our social, transient, personal self, social, personal history, name, body, and so on. That identity, spiritual identity, is I am. I am what? I am. Okay, so that bedrock identity as a spiritual being. Now also, it's kind of quite famous, commonly known, with that Om. It's said that the Om was the primordial sound, or in the universe, multiverse, that gave rise to the universe. It's quite a radical statement. Now, I mean, if you think that we beings that are now in a human body, we're born and we go through that conditioning process at birth and the small baby and so on. So in a sense, all our perception is growing up, or the translation into our perception is growing up conditioning. So you can almost say that on that level, our little small universe springs into being as a baby and you're growing up. Now, if you extrapolate that up into the sort of the next layers beyond that, we can sort of see on a universal or cosmic level or multiversal level, I am gives rise to the universe or the multiverse. Now, so we've got the I am, Om as I am, first base, so spiritual identity, and then just to look quickly at sound beyond that. Very good example is just the words that I'm using now, which is obviously sound. I can also let's take for example that sentence, I am an eternal living soul. I am an eternal living soul. I can say that silently in my head. So those words, we've sort of gone to a deeper layer. The words into what we say in a dialogue, but now, isn't there something underneath that? So we say the actual spoken word, the sound, the vibration. Underneath that, it's not really quite a thought. It's a formulation of something. I am an eternal being of the universe. In the head, silent. Now, with that Om, Om. It's said to be pranava. Now, pranava translates into deep feeling. So we need to do our chanting or our sacred music practice with deep feeling. If we just, it's very enjoyable to chant or to listen to sacred music or to sing. We feel the vibration in our body. We can relate it to various frequencies, the God frequency and 101 hertz and all those things. But unless we actually have the consciousness, in other words, the knowledge to inform what we're doing, then, I've seen very small children say very big words. Now, there's no way that child knows what those words mean. They're just saying, they can say the words perfectly, but they don't know what they mean. So we have to be careful when we're chanting or we're trying to use sacred sound for healing or spiritual purposes, that we have an understanding of what, even if it is an intellectual or book knowledge understanding in the beginning, we need to know that that's got to go down into the deep feeling, the pranava, which is obviously the heart level, the feeling level, the down in the spirit level. So it's the spirit level that gives rise up through the throat into the, so from the head down through the throat, from the heart up through the throat. I am an eternal being of the multiverse, an eternal living soul. Whatever it is, doesn't matter what kind of sound it is, it's got roots, it originates in the spirit level down here. So basically we can use any kind of sacred sound that we enjoy, that we resonate with, as it were, that we feel attracted to on the heart level, the feeling level. We can use that sacred sound. It doesn't have to be Om chanting. It doesn't have to be a sacred mantra. It can be anything. It can be your favorite folk song, if you like. You just have to be careful of what the words actually in the song. I actually tend to not like words very much with sacred music. I prefer to go to sound. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to just play for a few minutes, and then I'm going to take us over to the studio for another 5 or 6 minutes or so, and then I'm going to take us into finish off the whole sacred sound session with the group. So I hope that's thrown a little bit of light on sacred sound for spiritual purposes, for our practice, for healing, and just the nature of sound in general. Thank you.